Greetings, everybody. How are you? I hope you are well and happy and ready to discuss the Dhamma practice again. If you have any questions, please let me know now. I'll try to answer your question for you. Please send in your question one at a time. Be precise and brief so it won't take too much time to read, because otherwise some others question might be pushed out of the screen if I have to spend a lot of time on one question. Please let me know if you can hear me well, okay? And let me know if this is your first time, where you come from. I shall start reading your comment. Sue Kelly, hi from San Jose, Tanajan. Good evening to you, Sue. Must be about 8:30 now in San Jose, California. I hope you're well. Wei Ching Chua, is astral protection possible? I'm not sure what is the meaning of astral. If you mean spiritual protection, it is possible. Dhamma is your spiritual protection. If you have Dhamma, your mind, your spirit will not be harmed. Kim Bun Chu, Satu, Satu. Sue Kelly, sound is fine. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Karen. Kenneth Hunt, good morning, Tanajan. You are clear. Thank you. Sue Kelly, yes, Saturday night live Dhamma TV. Okay, hope you enjoy it. Jinilin, poor, Satu Satu Anumodami, Maha Ajahn, I am from Selangor, Malaysia. Thank you for sharing your Dhamma talks today. You're welcome. Wei Cheng Chua, should one's purpose life is to attain nirvana. That is the goal that the Buddha has attained to, and is the best goal in life, more than any other type of goal, because nirvana is the release from total suffering, complete suffering, completely release from suffering. Patty from Suwon, good morning with my respect. Greetings from Nandapat, Bangkok, Thanajan. Greeting to you. Dui Han, hello Thanajan, it's so great seeing you again. I am in the process of extending my stay here. Good, stay as long as you can. Nothing is better than staying alone and practicing the Dhamma. This is the best way to exist, to be alone with the Dhamma. So if you can extend your stay for as long as possible, please do. Chai Heng, Satu Satu. Hong Bi Chin, Si TQ Mong. Kwan Lee Man, dear Prajan, with respect, I am having a simply and peaceful self-retreat in the monastery since December 4th. I do sitting, walking, and vipassana to watch the 3 characteristics, 5 aggregates, 4 foundation of mindfulness. I read Dhamma books and found 2 previous books here. Death is always around. Death is always watching us by Dhamma Mahabua, and My Way by Ajahn. Suchart. I will continue to practice and live here on 30th December, Sadhu. Very well, congratulations. Please use your time wisely. Try to maintain mindfulness at all times and try to sit in meditation as much as possible. The first goal is to have mindfulness. The second goal is to enter into samadhi. The third goal is to develop wisdom. Ryan Honda. Dear Ajahn, I keep on adjusting my spine straight while meditating. Is it alright? No, you should leave the body alone. Once you start meditating, even if your body is slumped, it doesn't matter. What you want to do is keep focusing on your meditation object. Don't be distracted by anything. If you don't focus, you will never enter into samadhi. So once you start meditating, forget about your body position, posture. Just concentrate on your meditation object. Wu, Singapore. Can a homosexual guy ordain as monk? I'm not so sure because some say that you cannot, and I see many ordained as monks. So as long as you don't tell them that you're homosexual, then there's nothing wrong. You're not lying or anything because they don't ask you. No ask, no tell. I think this is the way they handle homosexual. They don't ask you what type of gender you are. As long as you behave, don't pose any sexual problem with other people, I think you can ordain. Just act normal, act without any sexual preference. Kenneth Tan Keybox. Greeting Ajahn, may you be well and happy. Thank you. Terence T.H. Lee. Hi Ajahn, greetings from Singapore. Thanks for your time in sharing the Dhamma. You're welcome. Matt Kim saying, greetings Ajahn from Malaysia. Greetings to you. Siddhartha Suriyameta. Good morning, Ajahn. I am currently forcing myself to do walking meditation whenever I feel sleepy or lazy. Reducing my food intake, not allowing any sleep during the day, and punishing myself by practicing longer at night if I happen to sleep. I found improvement in my attitude, but the practice also became more challenging and less enjoyable. I hardly have a calm sitting session as my mind appears to be more restless due to pent-up sleepiness and increased body ache due to extended walking as compared to when I take it easier. Should I continue persisting in this way and bear with any increase in both physical and mental discomfort, as well as seemingly deteriorating calmness? Thank you. I think you should take the middle path, which is not too strenuous and not too relaxed. Find the middle path for you. If you find this is too much for you, maybe you should lighten your practice a little bit. Walk a little less, sit a little less. See how it is working for you. Sometimes when you try too hard, it can be an impediment to your practice. So if you feel really uneasy, uncomfortable, then maybe you should relax and take a little bit more easy. But don't stop practicing. Just try to find the right balance. You should be enjoying your practice, not hurting yourself when you practice. Wei Ching Chua. How to deal with leg pain when sitting cross-legged during meditation. Just ignore it. Just keep focusing on your meditation object, especially using your mantra. I think when you feel painful in your body, you should recite the mantra. Keep reciting Bhutto, 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 and disregard the pain. If you become involved and concentrated with your mantra, then the pain will not bother you. Then you can live with the pain. And when your mind becomes calm, the pain will not. Maybe sometime it will disappear. If it doesn't disappear, it will not bother you. You can live with the pain. Kim 910, greetings from Penang, Malaysia. Thank you, Ajahn, for the Dhamma teaching. You're welcome. Joanne Lim Chu Chue Ian. Good morning, Ajahn. Greetings from Malaysia. Greetings to you. Wei Ching Shua, what is the purpose of being celibate? This is to get rid of your sexual desire, preventing your sexual desire to prosper, to grow. You want to curb your sexual desire because your sexual desire is an impediment to enlightenment. You will not be able to achieve enlightenment when you still have sexual desire. Full enlightenment. James Ong. Sadhu, Sadhu. Terence T.H. Lee. Hi, Ajahn. I understand that some people have guardian devas watching over them. Who are the people who have guardian devas watching over them? Those who have metta or loving kindness. Those who are nice to other people, help other people, making other people happy, usually have devas looking after them. This is one of the 10 merits that you get, 10 benefits that you get from having metta toward all beings. You will be loved and protected by devas and human beings as well, because we like to protect good people. We want to look after good people. If you are good, you will have someone looking after you. Leong Yu Meng, good morning and Sukhi Hotu. Than Ajahn. May Than Ajahn be well, safe, healthy, peaceful, and happy. Metta from Malaysia, Sadhu. May the blessing of the Noble Triple Gem be upon Than Ajahn and all beings. Thank you. Gek Yen So, greetings Than Ajahn. Leong Yu Meng, why is Nibbana? Is it an inherent identity or inherent existence? It's in your mind, the mind that is purified, the mind that has no greed, hatred, and delusion. That is called Nibbana. So if you can get rid of your greed, hatred, and delusion, you will have Nibbana in yourself, in your mind. Sunny Lim, good afternoon, Ajahn. Thanks so much for sharing the Dhamma with us. Sadhu, Sadhu. You're welcome. Siddhartha Suryamita. Thank you, Than Ajahn. I am glad asking for your advice. As the enjoyment that started growing on developing mindfulness and practice overall started diminishing as I focused hardly on overcoming my defilement faster, as I somehow looked at it as the ultimate way sooner or later to solve my problem. That is, that I should not rely on external aids such as sleep and rely on mindfulness. But somehow it seemed my mindfulness barely able to keep up to maintain the effort. You still have to rest your body and you have to be constantly mindful. So this is something that you have to do. Maybe from time to time you might concentrate more on your effort, on your practice. But when you see it backfire, then you should then come back to normal practice, normal level of practice. Leong Yu Meng, thank you, Than Ajahn, for enlightening answer. You're welcome. Sometimes when you practice easily, you might not getting anywhere. So you might have to push yourself a little bit harder. But if you push yourself too hard, then it can backfire. So you have to find the right balance. Not too relaxed and not too strong in your effort. Take the middle way, the Buddha say. Leung Yu Meng, how can one strike a balance on reflection and contemplation? Well, reflection and contemplation is the same thing. What you want to strike a balance between meditation and contemplation. You want to do half meditation, half contemplation, if you can. Like when you meditate, you don't want to contemplate. You want to focus, to calm your mind, to stop your mind from thinking. But after you come out of meditation, then you can reflect or contemplate on the three characteristics of existence. This you can do alternatively. When you're meditating, you don't contemplate. When you contemplate, you're not meditating. you're not getting calm when you contemplate. You're getting wisdom. When you meditate, you get calm, but you don't get wisdom. But you need both. You need calm and wisdom in order to get rid of your defilement. So you have to do both, but not at the same time. Alternatively, one and then the other, like walking with your left and right foot. You don't step at the same time. You use your left foot you step on your left foot, then you step on your right foot. Same way we practice meditation and contemplation. Wei Cheng Chua, why it is important to have forest meditation? What are the differences as compared to meditation in our houses? If you practice in the forest, you get better surroundings. You get better result than meditating at home, in which you have so many distractions around you. So that's the difference between forest and house meditation. But if you meditate in a house that is quiet and no distraction, then it might be comparable to meditating in the forest. But then you won't have the other conditions, like the condition of fear. When you meditate in a safe place, you won't have any fear. But if you meditate in a wild surrounding, fear can arise, and this will force you to be more mindful to get rid of your fear. Acha Sunthon Pitak Satu Satu Gimunchu Satu EOSC Satu Satu Tanajan Anandati Satu Satu. Bilim Satu Satu Ajahn. Adi Aha Satu Satu. Pasana Chunhasevi, good morning Prajan. If I can keep my mind still, can I do more wisdom by seeing three characteristics than meditation in daytime? Thank you very much. If your mind is still, then it might be easier for you to contemplate on wisdom because you will not be distracted by other thoughts. So you can do contemplation anytime when you're not practicing meditation. When you practice meditation, you want to stop thinking. You want to make the mind become still completely and have upekkha. Liu Yu Meng, who am I and who is Ajahn? We are the figment of our imagination, of our own imagination. You think you are, therefore you are. I think I am Ajahn, therefore I am. But when I stop thinking, then I disappear. All that is left is the knowing. So the truth is, you are really the knower, not the thinker. The thinker is just, what you think is just the product of your imagination. There is no real Ajahn, Suchart. There is no real Leong Yu Meng. This is just a conventional terms we use to describe our mind. But our mind is really just a knower and thinker. And it's the thinker or the thinking that create all this conventional truth as far as who we are and so forth. When we stop thinking, then this conventional truth then disappear. When you meditate, when your mind enter into jhana, you will lose everything except the knower. You will lose yourself, you will lose your everything, your memory and so forth. And all that is left is just the knower. So this is the real you, the knower or the knowing element. We all have this knower or this knowing element. But we don't know this because we've been consumed by our own imagination and thinking. So when you meditate, you'll see the difference inside yourself. Wei Xing Chua, how do Ajahn deal with alms food that are not tasty? When you're hungry, it doesn't matter whether they are tasty or not. So if you only eat once a day, then whatever food you get really doesn't matter so much because you can pretty much eat anything, even just plain rice and with some salt. You will feel it is very tasty when you're really hungry. So try not to eat too much. Then you won't have any problem with eating any type of food. If you find yourself having problem eating food, then you should stop eating for a few days. Then after that, whatever food that is available to you will be tasty, will be desirable. Eli Hassan, good day and my respect to Ajahn. Sound clear, Sadhu, Sadhu. Dui Han, great answer on who I am, Ajahn. It's so beneficial to be close to the forest teachers and friends. No words can describe. That's right. It's nice to be in a quiet surrounding, surrounded by enlightened people. Because normally our deluded mind will keep pushing us away from the truth. And when we are surrounded by enlightened people, they'll constantly pull you back to the truth. Punyamitan, good morning, good day, Bhante. I saw your alms giving on Facebook this morning. Sadhu, sadhu. You're welcome. Leong Yu Ming, now I know who I am conventionally. Hope I can realize my real true self. How can I achieve it? By mindfulness, by meditation, by mindfulness meditation. Right now you have to keep developing mindfulness. Try to stop thinking as much as possible by either focusing on a mantra, reciting a mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, while you go about doing your things. If you don't have to think, just keep reciting Bhutto. Keep focusing on what you do and don't think about other things. Then when you meditate, you will be able to focus on your breath and not thinking about anything. If you can do this continuously for a few minutes, your mind can suddenly stop and you'll discover your true self. Punamitan. Last week I told you about my boss saying chanting in Buddhism is evil. She has terminated me from my job. I feel very upset and speechless. Well, you should contemplate on wisdom. This is anicca, impermanent. Anatta, you cannot control the situation. It's a natural phenomenon. If you can look at this, you will have no dukkha. If you see you're being terminated from your job, it's anicca, anatta, then there will be no dukkha. If you cannot see it as anicca and anatta, then you will have dukkha. You will feel bad. May Ajahn, how a person can know whether the practice of meditation got improvement. When the mind becomes calmer and happier. This is the way to measure your improvement. If you feel calmer, more under control of yourself, and you feel less greedy, less being hateful, then you can say that you are improving in your practice. Wei Ching Chua, why is it important to live in the countryside than in city? Because there is less distraction to your meditation practice. You will find your meditation practice easier and advanced more than when you practice in the city. So no, it doesn't mean the countryside alone or the forest alone. You can, if you meditate, if you have a quiet room in your house and nobody disturb you, this is also considered to be a good place to practice also. As far as you are not distracted by the five sensual objects, the images you see, the sound you hear, the smell, the taste, and tactile objects. If you don't have this thing to bother you, then it is considered to be a good place to meditate. Tony Satu, Pasana Chunhasevi, Knower is anatta. So it means that delusion makes us think that there is I myself. So this is the reason why we must get rid of kilesa. Because kilesa cause you dukkha. If you don't have any kilesa, then there will be no dukkha. Siddhartha Surya Metta, is there any hard parameter to help us gain when we push too hard? As I realize my defilement is often created many kinds of problems, including making me unhappy when I started to try to shake my comfortable zone. You have to be observant of yourself, of your mind. When you feel too comfortable and you're stuck there, then you know you're not getting any improvement. So sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone and experiencing a little bit dukkha in order to propel you to a higher level of existence. So this is something you have to observe yourself. If you're comfortable but you're stuck, you're not getting anywhere, then this is no good. So you might have to practice a little bit harder. Then you will have to have some dukkha from your striving harder. But this is the price you have to pay for you to be able to advance forward. Sawante Satu Satu. Leong Yu Ming, when one meditates deeply, one enters into a stage of pure unity of nothingness. Why is it like this? At what stage is this? Is it correct or not? If you keep focusing your mind on your meditation object, eventually you stop thinking. When you stop thinking, then everything becomes empty. Your mind suddenly becomes empty. All you have left is the knower and equanimity. One Vimon, Nuam Matcha, Satu. Grace Cheng, dear Ajahn, I always get angry with myself. I always get myself in trouble if I can't achieve my goal. That's what you expect too much out of yourself. Just try to expect what you can out of yourself. Don't expect more than what you get out of yourself. Then you won't get angry. Your anger is caused by your expectation. So if you don't expect anything from yourself, then you won't get angry at yourself. One Vimon, Namaskaran Ajahn, Satu Satu. Ryan Honda, dear Ajahn, how to deal with physical pain and mental pain and anxiety when you and your loved ones are dying. Thank you. With the physical pain, you cannot do anything. You just have to let it be. With the mental pain, you can meditate, using mantra or watching your mindfulness, or using wisdom by accepting the truth of life. In that, life will change. You will have to get old, get sick, and die. Everybody will have to get old, get sick, and die, regardless of who we are. If you can accept this truth, then you will not have any mental pain, and the physical pain will not be overbearing. Siddhartha Surya Metta understood, Ajahn, thank you. One Vimun, Australia. Okay, you're from Australia, thank you. Lin Lim, Satu Satu. Tony Yip, dear Ajahn, good afternoon. Is it a person, if want to become liberation, he or she have to come and ordain? Thank you. Not really. You can be liberated if you have wisdom, if you have samadhi and wisdom together. You can be liberated from suffering. But it will be easier if you don't have any wisdom or samadhi, it will be easier for you to get wisdom and samadhi by ordaining rather than living as a lay person, because you will be living in a good surrounding where you can develop samadhi and wisdom easily rather than being at home alone by yourself or with some other people. So it doesn't matter whether you ordain or not ordain. What makes you enlightened, what makes you liberated from suffering is samadhi and wisdom. Kwan Lee Man, thank you, Ajahn, for reinforcing the three goals: mindfulness, samadhi, and vipassana. I will continue to practice. There are only 4 of us staying in the monastery, a very conducive and peaceful environment to practice sadhu. You're welcome. Enilam, hi Rajan, when one acquires or occupies asset accounts without the knowledge or permission from its legal owners, is it thus breaking up the second precept? Yes, because if it's not something that is not you and you take possession of it, then you are stealing from someone. So you must have permission from the owner first to possess the asset. If not, then it is considered to be stealing, breaking the second precept. Kanok Kwan, Rachel Ann, come to stay. Namaste, Prajan. I just finished class. I am Ying from Chiang Mai. You're welcome. Lim Su Kun, Satu Satu. Suseko Kiki, Satu. Namasakara Lompo Suseki Kiki. Lim Lee, Namo Vandami Bante Ayuwano Sukham Palam Satu Satu. Raymond NG, Ajahn, I want to improve my meditation. Can Goenka Vipassana help? I am planning to attend the 10-day retreat. I think so. If you can go to a retreat, meditation retreat, and you and have the time to develop mindfulness. It's not the retreat alone. It's your ability to develop mindfulness and the time to meditate that will improve your practice. Wei Cheng Chua, should we be concerned or bothered by our dreams? Do Ajahn think what we dream is important? No, it's just an indication of where the status of your mind or the indication of what you have done in the past, and might be the consequence to you. So it's something that you cannot do anything about. So you shouldn't be over worried about what you dream. It's just an indication as to the status of your mind. Suseko. Okay, well, Satu, Ajahn, Longpo, okay. Acha, Sumtan Pitak, dear Tan Ajahn, I dreamed and knew that I was dreaming, so I just be still and watch. Is this the right practice? Yes. Just watch, don't do anything. If you feel that you can recite a mantra, you can recite a mantra if you like. If you are afraid of what you are seeing, and if you can recite a mantra, you can keep reciting the mantra. Otherwise, you just let it be. Just know that nothing can hurt you. What appears in the dream cannot hurt you, cannot hurt your mind. Alvin Lee, Wai Peng, greetings from Kuala Lumpur, Thanajan. Thanks for your teaching, Satu. You're welcome. Enilam, Satu, Satu. One Vimon, Ajahn, I keep thinking about my father who passed away. How can I help my father? When he was alive, he never go to the temple, but he keeps the 5 precepts. Will he go into a good realm of existence? If he kept the 5 precepts, and his bad karma is not as good as his good, it's not as great as his good karma, then he will go to a better realm. So don't worry, if he can keep the 5 precepts, he will not go to abhaya. He will not be born as an animal. He will not be born in hell. So the 5 precepts will protect you from taking birth in the undesirable realm of existence, such as animals and hell. Siddhartha Surya Metta. Lately, I always sigh before starting my sitting and tell myself that I will face all sorts of problems and unable to get into calm yet. To put it simply, the mind seemed to set me up to fail and discourage me before I even started sitting. Any advice to counter this discouraging mind? Just be mindful. Just keep reciting the mantra or do some chanting first. If you cannot watch your breath, then just keep reciting or chanting a sutta, like the 4 foundations of mindfulness. This is a good way of calming your mind or starting your mindfulness to the level in which you can meditate. Just ignore what you think and just do what you have to do. That is being mindful. Leung Yu Meng, what is the significance difference between Thai between Thai forest tradition meditation and Pakao meditation. I don't know anything about Pakao, so I cannot say anything about it. Thai forest meditation encourages meditator to go into the forest, to live in the forest, like a forest monastery, and meditate there because the conditions are much more conducive to peace and calm. And Thai forest tradition stress the development of mindfulness and samadhi and wisdom. Christine Kue, Satu Satu. One Vimon, Sa, thank you, Ajahn. Sue Christy, good day. Good day to you. Pasana, Chunasevi, no one will take rebirth until has no to come from any desire. So this is the reason why we have to get rid of the three desire. That's right. Your desire is the one that keep pushing your mind to go take rebirth. Without any desire, then there will be nobody to push the mind to take rebirth. Punna Mitan Mante, do dreams have any meaning? Recently, I dream about many hot air balloons in the sky. Does it mean represent the mind state I am currently having? Thank you. It means that your mind is still have some attraction for balloon, I guess, balloon in the sky. So it doesn't really have any meaning. It just means that maybe deep inside your mind, you might still cherish balloon, cherish watching the balloon in the sky, so it appears in your mind. You don't have to worry about dreams too much. Just if you cannot interpret them or see them to be any benefit to you, then you just forget it. Don't worry about it. Lucy Dana Jita, good afternoon, Ajahn. Good afternoon to you. Okay. Vanida Sang Panya, Namaskaran, Ajahn. I want to ask about meditation. When I meditate using Anapanasati, but when I have been meditating quietly, why do I hear a woman breathing in my right ear from low to third times loudly? But when I open my eyes, no one is there. Even when I meditate at Samnak Mechi, Pisanulok, the Mechi once told me to meditate while saying Bhutto Bhutto quickly, but I don't follow it because I saw the other all possessed. And when I meditate in my bedroom, my body heats up like I'm near a fire, even though the room has air conditioning. But the body is still hot. Even now, I still don't dare to meditate anymore, and I don't know what object to use. When you meditate, you don't pay attention to anything that appears, like a sound or someone is doing something to you. Just ignore everything. It's just your mind creating these things. So just know that nothing can harm you or hurt you. They just want to distract you from your meditation. And as far as the body getting hot, this is normal. When you're in a sitting position, your body tends to be warmer than when you are lying down. So don't let this thing bother you. Just ignore them and keep focusing on your breath. If you use your breath, just keep focusing on your breath. And when your mind becomes fully absorbed in your concentration, then your mind will become calm, peaceful, and happy. So don't worry about this thing when they appear when you meditate. Just use the object of meditation of your choice and stick with it. Stick with it. Don't stay away from it. Keep hanging on to it. Yeah. If you use breath, just keep on watching your breath and ignore everything. If you use mantra, just keep reciting the mantra and ignore everything. Nothing can hurt your mind, so don't worry. If they only want to distract you from your meditation practice, that's all. Rajiv Gupta, the Ajahn, is counting a breath a good method to develop concentration? It's up to you. If you think counting it makes you more focused, that's okay. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Either way is good. Just watching or counting and watching at the same time, that's also good. Some people use Bhutto when they watch the breath. So it's up to you. It's your preference. And what you should look is the result, whether it brings you the result that is calming your mind and make your mind peaceful and happy. Question number 2, when I try to observe my breath, then my breath changes and get manipulated. So what should I do? We should observe natural breath, correct? Observing manually. Just keep watching your breath. Doesn't matter if your breath start to change or become manipulated or so what. Just keep watching. Don't do anything. Don't manipulate the breath yourself. Don't do anything to the breath yourself. You're just supposed to be watching the breath, that's all. And if it seems to be manipulated, then just let it be. Just keep watching the breath, however it appears to be. But you should not manipulate the breath yourself. All you need to do is just keep watching it, observing it. Be an observer, not an actor. Sally Chi, Satu, Satu. Wei Cheng Chua. What is the meaning of enlightenment? Enlightenment is to see the truth of the Four Noble Truths and the 3 characteristics of existence, which is the characteristic of all beings, of all things that we come into contact with, so that we can then let go of our attachment and stop our cravings for them. Irene Uy, good afternoon, Tanajan. Satu, Satu. Good afternoon to you. Dilipa So, Satu. Christine Koe, LP Suchart. Anyway, I would donate to your temple for 4 requisites, as I can't travel to Thai to do daily tambun for alms round. You are welcome. Thank you for your donation. John Louis, when I do focusing on breath during meditation, I get sleepy sometimes. How to prevent this? Thank you. This is probably you eating too much, or you meditate after you eating. Then it will be normal for you to feel sleepy. The best way if you feel sleepy is to get up and do walking meditation instead, until your sleepiness disappears. Then you can come back and sit and meditate again. Kim Echua, Satu, Satu, Ajahn. Here's a reply to someone who wants to donate. Please check your Facebook Messenger box. I will send you some information. From Varataya Asakun. Adeline Chin. Good afternoon, Tanajan. Hope you are well. Both of us are happy listening to you, to your teaching. I am grateful to be always learning from you. You're welcome. And I'm always happy to give you the information, the Dhamma information, as I know how, as to what I know. Rajiv Gupta, thanks Ajahn for your teaching. May you be peaceful, happy, safe, healthy, have a long life, have ease, a well-being, and accept all the conditions of the world. You're welcome. Thank you. Himlata M. Satu Satu. Augustine Florio. Hello Ajahn. I hope you are well. My question today is as follows. I love to read, and so I have noticed that I often get into reading a lot about other philosophies and religion. Many times I want to practice Anapana and Vipassana, but my mind starts to remember ideas from different religions and compare them, and then I start to wonder which one will be the best. All this confuses and distracts me while I'm trying to meditate. What can I do to overcome this curious mind? Thanks. Well, you just have to choose one at a time, prove one at a time. Try to do this and then see how it works for you. Then the next time, do something else from what you have read. Compare them and then decide which one is best for you. John Louis, thank you, Bante. You're welcome. Rajiv Gupta, how can I donate something to you, please? Thanks, Ajahn. Kun Marataya Asakun will send you a message. You have to check in your inbox. Rajiv Gupta, okay? I think Kun Marataya will send you the information for doing the donation. Or you can contact my assistant, Ajahn Suchart, at assistantajahn@gmail.com, and someone will give you the information needed to make the donation. Reaching Chua, the strong and uncontrolled desire cause one to revert in lower realms. Not the strong or uncontrolled desire, but the action following the desire. If they are bad karma, bad action, like stealing, killing, or committing adultery, or lying, then this will be the cause for rebirth in lower realms, not the desire alone. The desire only push you to do the karma. If you have desire and it push you to do good karma, then you will not take rebirth in the lower realms of existence. So it's the action, not the desire, that causes you to take rebirth in lower realms. If you do bad karma, bad action like killing, stealing, committing adultery, lying, taking drugs and alcohol, then this can cause you to take birth in the lower realms of existence. Sue Kelly or Karen, your answers to others have really helped me tonight. Thanks so much for doing this for us. You're welcome. I'm very happy to hear. I'm very glad that I'm being helpful to someone and make their life better. Leong Yu Ming, can one perform dynamic open eye awareness meditation with closing the eyes? You can do this when you're doing things. When you're doing things and you keep focusing on what you do, this is also another form of meditation. But when you sit, then you should close your eye. If you want your mind to become completely still, you need to close your eye. But when you're not sitting, you can open your eyes and meditate. We call this mindfulness meditation, being mindful of what you do. Don't think, stop thinking, and just keep focusing on what you do. Lam Lim. Dear Tanajan, I am from Singapore. Due to frequent work stresses, my life seems to be going in circles of eating, working, sleeping, and attachment worries for family members. How do I remind myself to seek for greater inner happiness, which is supposed to be better, higher than sensual outer pleasure? You need to take time out. When you're not working, maybe you should go away from your family and friends and stay alone in a monastery for a few days. Then this will get you some time to contemplate and give you time to start meditating. If you stay with your family, you will not be able to do any meditation. So you should ask permission from your family on your day off that you go spend some time alone in the monastery. Then you can then start to develop mindfulness and do meditation practice. You need to get away. Even for a few days is better than nothing at all. This will break the circle that you are caught in. Here's a reply to Gupta. Varataya Shakun, please check your messenger box. Thank you. Rajiv Gupta. One Vimon Nuam Matcha. Your teaching is straightforward. Thank you very much. Easy to understand. You're welcome. Siddhartha Surya Mehta. After quitting my job and practicing more intensely this past few years, I found now it is hard to live normally, and am I easily going depressed or in a very swinging mood when I am not meditating. I would as far as to say I have to depend on mindfulness. Meditate. I am happy now that discover that going sensual pleasure only will drag my state of mind down and drive me insane and dependent on mindfulness, like mental medicine. But sometimes I wonder if mind becomes so weak that I need to meditate just to carry day-to-day life unlike most people. It's not weak, it's just a change of method. Before you used to rely on sensual pleasures to keep you happy. Now you have to rely on mindfulness and meditation. So it's not weakening of the mind. It's just changing the method of supporting your mind. And mindfulness and meditation is a better method because it will eventually free you from all types of dukkha. If you still cling to the old method, you will be cursed with dukkha forever. But if you rely on mindfulness and meditation as your support, then you will eventually be free from dukkha. So this is nothing wrong with this. This is what you need to do and do more. You have to rely more on your mindfulness when you're not meditating. Not let your mind think too much, because it's your thinking that will cause you the dukkha. So when you start to think, you should use mantra to stop it. Ali Hassan, thank you Ajahn for the afternoon Dhamma teaching. Looks like we're almost out of time now. We keep on practicing and all Kalyana Mita. For meantime, stay safe. Sadhu, sadhu. Thank you. Manida Sang Panya. Thank you very much Ajahn. You're welcome. I think this is all the time we have for the questions. If you're about to type some more questions, please don't do it because we are out of time now. I can only continue reading the rest of the comments, and then I will have to close this meeting. Chin Jack, dear Ajahn, thank you for today's talk. When I am faced with a similar situation at different times, I may have different reaction toward it. Sometimes positive and negative. Why does the reaction fluctuate toward it? This is because of your old habit. This is how you used to react to things. So you want to retrain your mind not to react at all, just to be merely knowing. You can do this if you meditate and get into ubekha, get into jhana. Once your mind get into jhana, your mind will stop reacting positively or negatively. It will just merely know. And this is the best way of reacting to anything. It's just to merely know. อวยพัวสาธุสาธุยาชานิชาสาธุเมกวาทีเราสาธุพ่อเลี้ยงซูนสาธุสาธุทุกอาจารย์ Albert Lau satu satu greetings from Melbourne. Thank you Ajahn, appreciate your Dhamma teaching. You're welcome. Kenneth Tan Ki Bok satu satu. Leong Yu Ming, thank you Tan Ajahn. And IT digital team, good day everyone. Metta satu satu. Rajiv Gupta, thanks Ajahn for your teaching. Satu satu. Fan Patum Napa, thank you very much. You're welcome. Patty Armstrong, thank you for your teaching today. That's very useful, Tan Ajahn. You're welcome. Pat Chai Chong, Satu Satu. Well, looks like that's about it for today. Thank you very much for your participation in this discussion. I hope you can benefit from this and apply it in your practice to help you advance you further ahead and eventually reach your goal of enlightenment. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing the Dhamma teaching. And if nothing goes wrong, if everything okay, I will see you again next week at the same time, at about the same time, or maybe a little bit later. Thank you and goodbye.